Hello viewers, I welcome you to today's tutorial on Microsoft Excel. We want to go into the advanced stage of Microsoft Excel, and today, unlike the previous tutorials, we've been doing more of activities that doesn't involve calculations and the use of functions. But today's tutorial, we are going to look at how to apply certain functions, in your table, so that it will ease you of the stress of every day calculating. And so I welcome you to today's tutorial. My name is Daniel Obenyi. As you can see on the screen, this is an Excel practical work. Now, this data is an already formulated data for today's activity. Now, I want us to look at how to add additions, how to add in Microsoft Excel, how to subtract, how to look for the average, and some other formulas, and how some of these will be used, especially in the formulation of a report sheet. Maybe you find yourself in the teaching profession. How do you create an Excel to generate data for your students, and that will be used for the school? Okay, now let's begin with the addition. As you can see, this is just a simple task, but from it you can be able to use it to generate more tasks for yourself. Okay, how does addition work in Microsoft Excel? As you can see, this is the function. You see it indicates insert function. Okay, now here in this cell you have 6, you have here 78, and so on till this point you have 10. Okay, now how do you sum all these things up? Summing it up implies that you are adding. In Excel, you start with equals to. Okay, but before we get to that point, I want you to understand something. Are you saying this total? Okay, this total indicates the value here. Okay, while the average here indicates the value here. So this total, which is 420, is the sum total of all of these in this cell, this range of cell. Okay, let's see. If I click on this 420, you will see the formula for it. Are you seeing? Come here, you see equals to sum bracket open h3 column h13. So h3 means the h, this column is the h, and this row is 3. So h3, are you seeing, to h13, this is 13. If you trace it to the h, so from h3 to h13, H3 to H13 will give you this. So that is how the formula for addition works in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so the formula to get this sum total is equals to sum bracket open H3 column H13 bracket close. That is the range. You select this range and sum it up, it gives you this. So this is the formula for this. Now coming to subtraction. In Excel, it's very simple. Let's do some little practical. Are you seeing here in this cell is 14, while this cell here is 6? So 14 minus 6 gives you what? 8 here. Are you seeing 8 here? So in this cell, if I click this 8 and look at the formula, but what it gives me is minus G3, as in equals to G3 minus H3. So for me to get this 8, it means G3 minus H3. So this is the G3, G column G, and the row is 3. Okay, then here is column, here is column H and 3, row 3, that is 6. Where they intersect is the 6 you are seeing here. So now for us to get the 8, it means mine equals to G3 minus H3. G3 minus H3, 14 minus 6 gives you 8. Now how do you find the average of this data, this range? Let me highlight it. Okay, this range from 6 to 10. How do you find the average? Okay, let's see. On this average, the formula is equals to average H3 column H13 bracket close equals to average H3 column H13. That is from this H3 to H13. So you begin with equals to average H3 column H13 bracket close. Okay, let's do the practical here for you to understand what I mean. Let me delete this. Okay, so now I want to get the average of this. Okay, I come here, I select the range. Okay, I have equals to average okay, the H3 which I initially wanted to select, H3 column H13. Okay, H13. Okay, then if I click enter, are you seeing it gives me this? So when I go back, I see that is the average of this range will give me 38.18182. So that is how to do that of the average. So let's look at how to find a grand total, or how to work on two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2, and how you can add both sheets and get your result. We've been doing on cells in a sheet, but here, well, we want to look at cells in two sheets. As you can see, this is sheet 1. Now let me click on sheet 2. This is sheet 2. This is sheet 2, a ready-made data. Okay, as you can see here, this is the sum total from this range from 50 to 45. This is the sum total, that is 499. This is the formula, equals to sum from H3 to H13, from H3 to H13. So we give you this. Okay, now I want us to understand something. When you click this 499, look at the name box. At the name box, this 499 indicates that it is H14, where it is intersecting, that is H14. Are you seeing it? H14. So now this H14 is very, very important for you to add two cells together, two sheets together. So let me go back to the sheet 1. Now this grand total means that I want to add this total in this sheet 1's, this is sheet 1 total, which is also H14, and the sheet 2 total, which is also H14 but 499. Okay, this one is 420. Both are H14. So how do I add both of them? So when I click it, you see, this is the formula, equals to sum, bracket open, sheet 1, that is this current sheet, column sheet 2, that is this second sheet. Okay, then this, should I call it exclamation mark also, after which you now indicate 14, H14, then you close it, you press enter. It gives you the answer for the two sheets. You can check with your calculator the sum of 499 and 420 and confirm if it is real or not. Okay, so now let's do the practical. I click on the cell and delete it. Okay, now I want to add this value and this value together to get a grand total. Okay, the two sheets, I want to add them. So now here I indicate, I start with equals to sum. Okay, bracket open, sheet 1, the column, the sheet 2. Okay, then the so-called, should I call it the exclamation mark also, then the H14, then I close it. Okay, if you see something, it has highlighted this 420, and you see, When I click enter, it showed me the normal addition, which is 919. So that is how to add uh, two sheets, values from two sheets together. Okay, then I want us to take note of something, that there are other formulas in Excel. There are other formulas. If you come to the formula tab, you click, you see this is auto summation, recently used. This one is for those in financial department, those that these are financial formulas that you can, or functions that you can use. This one is logical. This one is text. So it depends on the function you want. Now I want us to look at this aspect of the logical. Okay, this particular logical, you have and, false, if, this, that, and that. Okay, why is it logical? It means that you are trying to inform the computer that so do so, so do so. Okay, let me show you a typical example. I have another ready-made Excel work, but this time around it's for educators in the field of education. Okay, now this is a this is a report sheet I designed. This is a report sheet I designed. You can see my name here, you can see my email. Okay, I don't have website yet, you can contact me with this number. So I want you to understand something about the logical, this aspect. Okay, are you seeing this A under this grade? Under this grade, you see A, F, that is the person passed, the person failed, D, D, C. So how did we come to this conclusion? How did we generate this grade? Okay, we generated it through the logical function. So if blah 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 blah, give the person A. If blah 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 blah, give the person B. Okay, see what happened. This is a report sheet showing math, English. Okay, this is the first term, the first continuous assessment, second continuous assessment, the third continuous assessment. This is the grade that was gotten, then the total. Okay, so end of the term scores means that you add all this, it gives you 70. Then end of the term scores, it's supposed to be probably the exam, the person, whatever the person gets is over 30. Okay, then 70 plus 30 gives you 100 for the first term. Okay, the second term the same thing, over 100, the third term over 100. Then for the three terms you have 300. Then you now look for the average and the grade. Okay, now coming to the logical aspect that gave us this A, because this is a third term report sheet that I designed. Are you seeing a third term report sheet which is more cumulative, if I may use the word? You add up the first term, second term, third term. So this particular grade, how we came to this logical conclusion for this grade is that When you click this A, you look at the formula bar. Look at the formula bar. You know, we're talking of the logical, the if. Now come to this formula bar. You see if bracket open Q30. Okay, if Q30 is greater than or equals to 70, comma, give the person A. If Q30 is greater than or equals to 60, give the person B. If Q30 is greater than or equals to 50, give the person C. If Q30 is greater than or equals to 40, give the person D. So the same thing, you do it to the F. You have to close it 1 2 3 4. You impute this command. When you impute this command, the computer logically checks for what you've programmed it to do. Like now, the third term, okay, the third term here, okay, the average rather, the average of the three terms is 84%. 84, let's just call it 85%. So this 85% is more than 70. Okay, so the person has A. So look at Q30. Q30, this is Q30. If you look at the formula, the name box, this is Q30. Okay, so now everything about the Q30 now is A because it is greater than 70. If you come to this, okay, this is Q31. See why the person had F, because this formula, the person is less than 40. Okay, if you are less than 40, you have F. If you have up to 40 and greater than 40, you have D. So anything less than 40 is F. So this is how the logical aspect of the function works in Microsoft Excel. So if you can understand the use of these formulas, you enjoy Excel. It will ease you of many things, many calculations. The only thing you just need is just to get the formula, the right formula. If you miss anything in the formula, you will not get your answer. But if you follow the formula accordingly, where there is equals to, you put equals to, where there is comma, you put, where there is close of bracket, if you miss anything, it gives you no result. So that is how Microsoft Excel works. Now let's look at another one, which is conditional formatting. The conditional formatting under the home tab, we go to the style. As you can see, this red portion is a conditional format. It has been programmed that any grade that is lower than certain amount should be colored red. Okay, let's use this one as an example. Okay, in English language, the person had 4/10 in the first assessment. Second assessment 5. Okay, since we are working on only this 4, just as an example, okay, what do? You click on this. After clicking on this, okay, you go to the conditional formatting. You want to clear the row. You do what? You go to this clear the rows. Then you now come clear rules from selected cells. If I click clear rules from entire cells, it will clear the whole red portion you're seeing in this report sheet. Okay, but because I just want to use only this one as an example, clear rules, so let me clear rules from the selected cell. See what happens. Is the 4 doesn't have any red, meanwhile the person failed is below 5. Okay, so now how do I condition it to obey my instruction that if someone has below 5, the person should be indicated red with a red color? I go back to the conditional formatting, I come to highlight cell rules, I go to the less than. Okay, when I click it, are you saying format cells that are less than, let me now put that are less than 5, because the average of 10 here is 5. So anybody that has below 5 should be what color? I should fill it with a red this thing. So I click OK. So are you seeing it is now red? So that is how you format cells conditionally. Okay, you can also format cell in another way. For instance, this same 4, I want to format it. Okay, I want to make it bigger. Okay, the row height, so here I want to make it bigger. Let me just type 35 and let's see what happens. Are you seeing it's bigger? Are you seeing that is bigger? So the row here is now bigger. Okay, the row here is now bigger. Okay, let me go back to it and insert the number 15. Okay, so this is essential if you want to have an equal cell. If you want to have an equal cell in height, weight, and size, okay, for accuracy. You can also do it for the width and many other things. There are many things, many things which we can't exhaust in Excel. Okay, Excel is a very complicated and organized application. If you really know what you are doing, you will enjoy it. Okay, so that is that on the formatting. Now we want to look at the sort and filter. Now let me go back to the formal this thing, which is this, the sort and filter. Why this sort and filter? Are you saying days of the month, months of the year from January till November? I want to highlight it. What do? I click on January, I hold the shift, I come to November, I click it, highlight that range. So I come here, I want it to be in alphabetical order. So if I click sort A to Z, so it now comes in alphabetical order as I did. You can see April, A, F, J, 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 J. Okay, let me undo it to the normal this thing. Okay, January till November. Okay, that is that on the sort and filter, though you can still do some other practicals on it and see more functions. You can apply it, as in how you can apply it on many other things, but I am very sure that it is good for in generating names alphabetically. When you want to generate, if you have huge amounts of names and you want to sort them out alphabetically, you can use this sort and filter. Okay, now let's look at the next one, which is to switch windows. As you can see, I have two windows, this and this. They are the two windows, and I'm working with for these tutorials. Okay, I want to view them. Either I go to this, okay, or I go to this. Are you seeing it? It shows me this. Are you seeing? If I click this, it shows me this. So that is how the switch windows works. Okay, this one you can still use this. Okay, see what happens. I want to arrange it. Is it tiled or horizontal or cascade? Let's try cascade. Okay, are you seeing cascade? Did you see anything? Did you notice anything? Cascade, are you seeing? Okay, let me go back. Let me use a horizontal. Are you seeing? Let me now use a tiled and see how. Are you seeing? So if I want to work on this, I click on this and work on it. If I want to work on this, I click on this, I work on it. So these are under view. Okay, under view. So let me go back to the normal. Okay, I'm back to the normal worksheet. So I think that's what we can do so far in this tutorial on formulas and calculations. If you have any problem, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Like this page, subscribe on it, share the links. Okay, it's very simple. The tutorial is so simple and practical that you can replay it over and over and get acquainted to it, get familiar with it. Before you know it, you become a professional in all these applications, the Microsoft Word, the PowerPoint, and the Excel. Okay, so I remain Daniel Ubenyi. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe.